What God is referring here is not to two different events. He's referring to a process. Now follow me. The conception of a child is the beginning of a process that includes pregnancy, delivery, lactation, weaning, and then rearing. What's going on here is this: that which was meant by God to be marked by joy, the process from conception to adulthood, was now, because of the woman's decision to rebel against God, to be marked by pain, both physically and emotionally, internally and externally. The woman would find in the midst of executing her divinely ordained function, she would experience a reminder of her decision to remove herself from God's will and her husband's leadership. This is critical, church. The difficulties of bringing a child into the world are only a foreshadowing of the difficulties associated with rearing children, which is previewed for the human race in this oracle of sentence. The oracle is not the cause of the problem. The oracle is simply a statement of the discipline extended towards the woman for her role in spearheading the rebellion from God's commands. The process of bearing and rearing children would now be multiple times more difficult than originally designed because of sin. As the woman attempts to execute her responsibilities as to the children, there would be a constant painful toil through which she would have to work. And the pain would be felt in many ways. Physical birth pangs, emotional concern, and anxiety both before and after the birth, behavioral deficiencies of the children, inconsistencies in human parenting. All of this would be a cause of pain in the woman's life. Both difficulty in labor and in toil of raising children would now be multiple times worse. Every time a woman bemoans the parenting process with her children, it's a reminder. I rebelled from God. I need to get myself in order. It's a reminder. God judged her in this way to remind her of her rebellion, so that she would see the sin that is manifesting itself in this relationship with these kids is a result of the rebellion that I led in the garden. Before we move on, we must realize that because sin has caused this situation, only God can be the solution to the difficulties associated with birthing and parenting. God said in 1 Timothy 2, verse 15, that a woman is saved through childbearing. What's the point? His point was that a Christian woman, listen, a Christian woman overcomes the stigma of the woman's role in the fall by concentrating on and rearing godly children. To this end, she must expend her energies and the quality and quantity of her time, her thinking, and her resources. It's no wonder that in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 4, Paul addressed himself to the way for both children and parents to have a healthy relationship with each other. Without Christ, a good parent-child relationship is not even possible. So God reminds the woman that he designed her to be a mom. He designed her to rear her children. It is her responsibility. And in the rearing process, she's going to have difficulty because of sin. That's to remind her of what took place. And for a Christian woman, it drives her to Jesus Christ. It drives her to Christ for help for those children. It drives her to Christ to help with that process. Christ is her avenue. But in herself, it's a reminder of sin. The parent-child relationship.